What is up, humans of the cardboard? Merry Christmas. Oh, here we go. Yeah, hopefully everybody here has a wonderful Christmas time. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me throughout the year. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, hopefully it's just a good holiday time and you spend time with some family, whatever. Let's get this money. We've got some cool cards to look at today. We've got Weather Painter Night Rainbow, another Link monster. It is a Link 3, which is weird. We'll take a look at that. And we also have potentially a leak for the new Inzektor card. This is not confirmed by any way because this is literally like on Reddit. The card is like beat to hell. It is entirely possible this is just like a fake, obviously. So we will go ahead and look at both of those. I'll give you my thoughts and let's get into it. Starting off here, I'm sorry if my voice is like froggy. Whenever I wake up, like I just woke up like 10 minutes ago, my voice starts out like this. I need to take a shower. I need to get going, and then I won't sound like a frog. Anyway, this is a Link 3 Dark Fairy Link monster. 2,400 attack, bottom left, bottom, and bottom right, of course. And the materials are, again, 3 Weather Painter monsters. Okay, all the same as the original Rainbow. Its first effect reveals: if this card is Link summoned, you can ban or special summon one of your banished Weather Painters. That's it. Just special summon one of the banished Weather Painters. That's actually pretty good. If this summoned from deck, it might be a little bit better because you'll still be getting back the banished one anyway. But it does expedite things, right? And because this card also seems to have an effect where it gives its effect like to a monster it points to, you want to get that live as soon as possible, right? Just to be able to handle things even sooner. So yeah, that's pretty good because you're probably going to have to be using either the spell or the trap to banish a Weather Painter just to get more resources to even get to the Link summon of this thing anyway. So you're almost guaranteed to have 1 or 2 Weather Painters already banished before you're making this card, which is really cool. Its second effect reads: the weather effect monsters that this card points to gains this the following effect. Quick effect: you can banish this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, banish it until the standby phase of the next turn. Ooh, very cool. So you just get a Farfa. They all just become like quick effect Farfas, which is pretty solid. The deck doesn't really have removal. And like I actually mentioned it to somebody in the comment section talking about if we got a new card. They were like, oh, I hope we get a Link 2. Somebody also noted in the comment section that like a Link 2 doesn't really make a ton of sense just because both of the Link 3s need 3 different Weather Painter names. So even if you had a Link 2, you would still have to use 2 other materials to go up into one of the boss monsters. But the one thing I said was it's 1 less material so we can make it quicker. It just needs to be a little bit less oppressive in terms of like the kind of effects it has. And this one's a Link 3, but still, it does have that diversity. And that's the one thing I said is I wanted to see like maybe just some quick removal, just like a little bit of diversity in terms of interruption. And I would love it. And this card definitely has that. So I'm happy about it. This one's still cool. So yeah, and there are going to be matchups where like an Omni Negate is better. There's going to be matchups where something like this is better. Especially since you're banishing your Weather Painters and then they all come back. So even though your opponent's getting their monster back, you're also getting your Weather Painters back. So now you're just able to re-banish them all again if you want to. It's really cool. Then you get to the third effect here. The final effect is that if this Link summoned card is destroyed, you can special summon 1 the Weather Painter Rainbow from your extra deck. That's kind of crazy, actually. That you just get to like plop down a rainbow after this card gets outed by any means necessary. Not by any means. It does have to be destroyed, but you can destroy it yourself. Interesting. Your opponent can destroy it. Battle, card effect, anything like that. So I do like that they leave it open like that. Konami seem to have been making a lot of cards that like it has to be destroyed by your opponent specifically, so you could never trigger it yourself. It's kind of a downer, but because I do think stuff like Torrential Tribute is like a pretty good card in Weather Painters, and this gives you a little extra synergy there. But yeah, I think this card's solid. I will say it doesn't it doesn't solve. I saw we got another weather card. I was really excited, and I immediately, the first thing I looked at before I even looked at any effects was how many link characteristics does it have, and it has 3. And I know the field spell, the new field spell, helps us make the link monsters much faster, but I still want to see something that we can set up just really easily and not as part of like a 2 or 3 card combo. Just a canvas that with an okay interruption effect, or maybe a link to make it just a little bit easier to get to, and make it less oppressive. It's fine. I don't think it's the end of the world. By the way, I'm not like panicking. I still like where the deck is at. The deck is in a great place. The fact that Konami is giving them support at the moment anyway is awesome. This deck needed support really bad. I still think that this just kind of is an alternate option to Rainbow. Just depends on the matchup. You're just going one or the other. It doesn't really necessarily cover a huge weakness the deck had, which was like, if you don't get to like Rainbow, or if you don't get to a link 3 now, you like literally still have no way to make interruption in the deck. That's really the problem with the deck, in my opinion. So I'd love to see a canvas. Still holding true to that. Maybe Konami will come through. We'll see. But cool. Now let's take a quick look at the new Inzektor card. This is called Zektrike Kuo. Based on the picture here, again, there's no way to know if this is going to be real or not, but we're going to talk about it, assuming it is, and just giving my thoughts if it is real. So this is Kuo. It's obviously a normal spell. We voted on that. This card is always treated as an Inzektor card. Send one other Inzektor card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Okay. Choose one Inzektor monster from your deck and either special summon it or equip it to one Inzektor monster you control. That's what I figured was going to be going on there. Or you can equip one Inzektor equip spell from your deck to one Inzektor monster you control. Okay, so like literally you can just either equip any Inzektor monster or spell, or you can just special summon an Inzektor monster. Yeah, this is why I told everybody to, like, I don't know, I think this is a good card for Inzektors, but the problem is we were looking at B-Troopers. This card is not a superior extender for B-Troopers because you have to either have an Inzektor card in hand or on field just to activate this, and you have to send it. So the fact that this is technically a -1 in terms of raw advantage is pretty gross. I mean, technically you could summon like Dragonfly equip the monster you sent that's in grave, and then that triggers Dragonfly to summon from deck and get all that stuff going. So like overall it's not really a -1, but like in terms of like this scene, like if this just didn't have the effect where it needed to send an Inzektor card from hand or field to the graveyard, but like it had a clause where it's like you can't special summon except for insects the turn you use this card, then maybe we're looking at something, because maybe this is just like the crazy extender we needed. This is just a 3 of boom, plop an insect from deck, but it's not even just a 1-for-1 like a ready fusion kind of extender, because it can also just like your Inzektor card can just reborn any Inzektor in grave, get access to another summon depending on if you're playing like Centipede or Dragonfly, and just keep popping off. And also get like pops off of like getting access to stuff like Hornet would be crazy as well. But unfortunately, I think for B-Troopers, this isn't exactly the card that's going to save them. And as far as Inzektors go, they, again, kind of like Weather Painters, don't have any interruption in the deck. They just have a lot of removal. They're more of a going second deck than anything. So this is nicer for them for sure, but for B-Troopers, I'm sorry, they kind of fucked over B-Troopers again. Sad to say, but yeah, I think it's a little bit of a whiff overall. So hopefully this isn't the real card. We will see. It looks kind of legit, but it is beat up. It is in a weird picture, so we'll see if like we get it revealed somewhere else. But you know, fingers crossed, it's just slightly different than this. So yeah. Those are my thoughts on both of these new cards, guys. Again, have a wonderful Christmas. I got to get out of here. I'm just trying to get this video out real quick before I have to go about my day and do my business. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.